Well, I want to start mining. Everybody and their mom's doing it, so I want to do it too. Every time I turn this UPS on to run something off my battery bank, it sounds like a mining rig, but I'm not mining. So I want to get into mining, and maybe I'll run it all off my battery bank. And this is going to be a budget, so I'm going to use any random computer I have, and I do have one video card I'm going to try out. Everybody says I can mine XMR, so let's give it a try. Let's see what we got. Ugh. Got a water-cooled hard drive. That was like from like 2000. Yeah, 2000. Coolant's water cooling for your hard drive. And look at that, it's IDE. I think this might only be a Pentium 4. A blast from the past. DDR1, 256 megabytes. I'm just gonna put the cover back on. And I'll put it back. There's no hard drive or anything like that, but that's okay. I got a box somewhere for those too, and no memory. This one might work, as long as I can find some memory. AMD Phenom X4 9750, whatever that is. So this might be something to use, and we'll see what this is real quick too. This one is an AMD 64 Athlon X2, and it had Windows Vista on it, apparently. Well, this one's got a little bit of everything. This one's got one PCI Express and one of the little guys. Oh, and this one over here has got one 16X and then three of the little guys, so we'll probably use him. I guess not that it matters, because I've only got the one little card. Alright, this is gonna be my first try at mining. This is gonna be hopefully an extreme budget because I did not pay for this. And everybody has told me that since this card is so old, it's only a 1 gig card. Everybody says I can mine Monero with it, or XMR, so that's what I'm gonna attempt to do. I tried to use this in my other computer and they told me about this 6-pin plug, so I am going to have to rig one up in here because since this is so old, I think it only has like one SATA cable in it and the rest are Molex plugs. So I'm gonna have to rig up a 6-pin plug from another power supply that I have. Alright, so I cut this off of another power supply. I'm gonna just rig this up on probably one of the Molex plugs in here, and I'm just gonna crimp it on and go from there. Alright, well, I think I just forgot to hit the record button for that, but this is pretty much what I did. I have all three of the blue ones going into one single 12, and then I just split up the other two just because I could. I hope it'll work. I guess we'll find out if it does or doesn't. And I found a hard drive, and I found some memory that I think will fit in here as well. So we'll throw it all together and see what we can do. Alright, here's the Ghetto Fabulous plug. Boom! Alright, I'm gonna leave that all to himself. I'm just gonna dangle the hard drive over here off to the side. How about that? That'll work. Now everybody says you need 4 gigs. I've only got 2 gigs in this computer. I haven't found any more yet. If I find more, I'll throw it in here. This does have Windows 10 on it, so we should be good to go. Alright, so I just have a quick update in the middle of this video. That 1 gig card I cannot get to work, so I didn't record any of the rest because it was pointless. So this is gonna be my journey into cryptocurrency. I don't know too much about cryptocurrency actually at all. I've wanted to do it for quite a while, but I just never could afford it. And now the video cards are even more expensive, so I have to start with a 4 gig card and go from there. I'm not exactly sure how long cryptocurrency has been around, but I don't think it's going away. I think it's still in the beginning, and if I can get into it now and start mining, I think that is going to be huge in the future because I don't ever see cryptocurrency going away. So this is going to be my budget build. If you want to follow along, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and let's get to it. I'm going to start out with 1 Gigabyte RX 560. It is a 4 gig card. Really, that's because all the other ones are just ridiculous expensive, so this is going to be my budget build. All I'm into it is just the video card right now, and everything else has been free. So if you want to follow this journey into cryptocurrency, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and we'll see what we can do. Also, if this card does turn out to be working okay, I will probably buy more, and I'm just going to do one at a time until I fill up this little computer, and then I'll probably find some other motherboard so I can expand the rig into maybe like a 6 card rig. But for now, I'm just going to start with 1 card and see how it goes. Alright, so let me show you what I'll be working with, and then we'll set it all up and try to get it going. Alright, so the computer I chose to start with is a Dell, and on the front here it is a Intel Core 2 Duo Dell Precision T3400, and there is a Wi-Fi card on the back here, and that's really it. So let's open it up and see what we got. Looking in here, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 slots that we could possibly use for cards. And it looks like we have 4 sticks of memory. I'm not exactly sure how much is actually there. Maybe a 300 watt power supply, which I guess probably isn't much, so that will probably have to be upgraded. And for the hard drive I'll be using is a solid state. I'm not sure what the brand is, but it is 128 gig. So here's the card I got. It is a Radeon RX 560. It's the gaming overclock, 4 gigs, and this is what I'm gonna start with. I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger. I guess the picture makes it look a lot bigger than it actually is. 2 fans, and on the back it's got a display port, HDMI, and DVI. I'm probably just going to hook this up to my TV that's sitting over there, so I'll be using the HDMI. I also forgot to mention that whenever I was looking at this online, it did say it had a 6-pin connector for the power, but it does not have one on here. At least I haven't been able to find it, if it does have one. Could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing, but I guess for this power supply it's a good thing that it doesn't have one because I don't have one. Should I leave the Wi-Fi in there? Alright, let's close it up and see what we can do. Now we need a SATA connector here. You want to talk about budget build, so I had to run another Ethernet cord all the way from my upstairs where my router's sitting at, and I didn't have enough, so I had to patch in like another 4-foot piece just to make this work. Just shove that over there. Look at that cool old keyboard, and it's got the purple plug on it. Isn't everything now like USB? My mouse has USB. Yeah, this is definitely hodgepodge here. Watch it not work. If I can find the button. Oh, power strip. Here we go. Alright, so I have to pop in here real quick. It's actually a few days later. I had to, of course, load Windows. Since I don't know anything about crypto yet, I installed the, I think it's called the Adrenaline driver that comes with the card, and then I thought I was set. You know, I tried Minergate and some other Claymores, and I was only getting like 5 megahash for Ethereum, and I let it go for a while, you know, because I was thinking maybe it would go up, and it never did. So then I tried XMR, and I was getting, I don't even remember what I was getting for that. It was like maybe like 250 something. I don't even remember what it was. So then one of my subscribers slash buddies, Andrew, he I sent him a message asking him, you know, some fixes, you know, do you have any advice for me, because he told me that he does the mining as well. Of course, he resent a link to me, which he sent to me like a month ago, and I was like, well, I'm not mining yet, so I'm not gonna look at it, which I should have looked at it. It's like mining help, and it tells you everything you need to do to set up a mining rig or just a regular computer like I'm doing. And in there, it tells you to, if your Adrenaline driver does not work, you have to get a blockchain driver. I did not know that. So, of course, I went ahead and installed the blockchain driver, and it did double my speed. I went from 5 to 10 megahash. Yeah, huge increase there. I was pretty happy with that. And also in this mining help guide, it goes through a bunch of settings like turn off all your automatic settings, turn off automatic updates, and pretty much turn off everything, because you're not going to need it. I pretty much did like 90% of what it said to do. There's a few random things I don't think I could do quite yet. I don't remember exactly what it was. And you know, and then of course I let it run. I was using Claymore 10.3, and it would run for about 2 hours, and then it would just shut off. It would say like found new share, and then it wouldn't do anything. It just repeatedly said that over and over and over, so I wasn't quite sure what the deal was. So I emailed Andrew again, and he said maybe try just a different Claymore. So I did do that, and it seems to be working great now. I can mine for over 2 hours. Okay, so after that, I installed Afterburner as well to mess with some of those settings, and of course you can increase the mega hash, but of course the guide on mining help said if you want, you know, more, basically you have to mod your BIOS. I was a little weary at first because this is the first card I've had, and I've only had it for a couple of days just trying to get this thing to work, and then I said screw it, I'm gonna mod it, and we'll see exactly what it does. And it turned out to be super easy to do on that website. It tells you step by step, and there is a like one-click feature, and it changes some of the upper memory straps, so you can basically adjust the memory clock higher. So I did that. I can actually get just over 14 megahash, and I thought I was doing great, so I left it like that, you know. And then another thing the website tells you to do is install, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it tells you all the stuff that's going on with your card, like if there's any memory errors or how many watts it's pulling, all that kind of stuff. It's basically just like an information software. And when I had it running at the 14 plus, I was getting errors like crazy. Basically, I was following another YouTuber's video. He said you could adjust the core clock down to, I think it's 1124. Stock, it's 1224. And you can adjust the memory clock up to 2024, and you'll get 14 megahash, which you do. Of course, in his video, he only showed he had like 3 or 4 errors, but it probably wasn't running for very long. If I change the settings to that and I do get the 14 megahash, I start getting a ton of errors. So then I just started backing down the memory clock, and if I leave the core clock at the 1124 and my memory clock at like 1975, I think my errors are to a minimum, and I can get around 13.5 is pretty average. It does throw a couple small ones in there randomly, and then it'll throw a couple higher, 13.8 or 9 in there too, but the average is about 13.5 megahash for mining Ethereum. And I'll show you what it does here real quick. Alright, so yeah, sorry you're looking at a TV screen. I don't have my screen sharing software working right now, so yeah, you have to look at the screen. Alright, so I do have, you can see right here, it shows the Radeon RX 560, and it's the only card I've got in here, and the driver version is Crimson Beta, and this button makes it go back to stock settings, which is 1224 for the core clock, and the memory is 1750. Alright, and then here's the sensor status. I just ran that too, or just started it. All I do is look at the memory errors for the graphics card right here. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start Claymore. Alright, So I did just find a share. I'm on the stock settings right now, and we're doing 11.48 or 11.43, 11.45, and then it'll throw in a 8 in there as well. And here's 11 again, we're back up. And this is just the stock settings of 1224 and 1750 here, and I haven't done anything. I actually have never touched the power limit one. I'm kind of scared to move that one. I don't know if people do that or not. The watts right now is 135. If I bring the core clock down to 1124 and the memory clock up to about 1975 or 1980, then this should go up to about 13.5 or so. So we'll give that a try real quick. We'll try 1124 and 1980, and if it gives me errors, memory errors, then I'm going to adjust this down just a little bit. And we jumped up to 12.8. Should go a little bit higher. Alright, well maybe it's going to call me a liar right now. Typically it's around 13.5 or 13.6. But let me show you if I adjust the memory clock up to 2024, and we'll see if that'll jump up to 14, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a whole bunch of errors down here, but we'll give it a try just so you guys can see what happens. 2025. 7,000 errors, 9,000 errors, and it's only gone up to 13 right now, so maybe this one's a little tougher to mine. But I'll shut this down and I'll open up MinerGate and you can see what it does in there as well. And we'll leave the settings right here. Alright, I had to change the camera view because it was terrible and you couldn't see anything. So we're going to do XMR right here, the Monero. And here you can change the intensity 1 through 4 if you want. So we'll do this real quick. And it's usually pretty steady between 300 to 350. Average is right in the middle, 325. Alright, I'll go ahead and stop that one and we'll just do Ethereum real quick and we'll see what that does. Alright, so you can see on MinerGate that Ethereum is pretty slow actually. 6.4, that's pretty terrible actually. So that's why I haven't been using MinerGate for Ethereum. I guess if you wanted to do XMR, that would be just fine, and I really haven't tried any of the other ones. I've only tried Ethereum and the XMR. Alright, so that is Ethereum on MinerGate. I am super excited because, I mean, look. I mean, I'm mining. So yeah, sometimes I can adjust the memory clock up a little bit higher and I can get a few errors, but I think according to the mining help website, it actually says if you get like 1 or 2 errors a few seconds, that's fine. So I might keep playing with the adjustments to see how high I can get it. I'm not sure about the power limit yet. I haven't seen a whole lot on that yet, but I mean, this is brand new to me. I'm pretty freaking happy, man. Oh, and the fan speeds, I got those set down pretty low as well, and it's only at 45C right now, and we're hashing at 12.9 right over there. If I can get this like finely tuned, I think I could probably do close to, I would say, 14 all day long. I've got the Gigabyte RX 560 and it's a 4 gig card, and I am pretty happy with the card so far. So I think I am going to build a small rig with just these cards, or at least a similar card, and maybe try to get like 5 or 6 in one rig and see what it does. Because I mean, if I can get close to 26 with 2 cards, I don't think that's bad at all. I mean, the other cards, the 8 gig cards that can really do some hashing, they're freaking expensive. So I think this is an awesome alternative to that. So this budget build is gonna be awesome. I am freaking mining. I'm a miner now. I don't know, I'm just kidding. And I also want to say, if anybody else does have the RX 560s, this is the Gigabyte one, and it has the Hynix memory, and you know some good settings for Afterburner, or if there's another program I should be using, comment down below, because this stuff is exciting. I'm gonna keep playing with some of the settings to see if I can get it to go up anymore. Yeah, I guess if you guys have any other suggestions besides getting bigger cards, I mean, I obviously know I should get bigger cards, but that's not in my budget. I just don't have the money for that right now. So I'm gonna stick with these 4 gig cards and see what we can do. So if anybody has any suggestions or any other mining programs that I should use, or settings, or other coins that I should be mining that is maybe more profitable, comment down below, because I obviously want to get as much as I can out of this card. Alright, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Of course, this is probably gonna hi-ho. That memory doesn't fit. And then I wasn't even recording. Alright, so I was expecting it to be bigger. That's what she said, right? And I tried minor grade. But the, and